This video is going to look at how to use the quadratic formula to solve quadratic equations. Now the quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And that is when a quadratic is in the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So these two bits of information are required in order for us to use the quadratic formula. And the quadratic formula is actually created by taking this general form of a quadratic and completing the square for it. We're not going to go through that. If you watch the video on completing the square, you will see that I've gone through that. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to identify the values I'm going to need to substitute into the formula. So the value of a is the coefficient of x squared, which is 1. B is the coefficient of x, and c is the number term. And then I'm going to write out the formula with the substituted values. So x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And I've put the substituted values in brackets just so it stands out nice and clear. They're the values I've used. So now I'm going to simplify. So x is therefore 6 plus or minus the square root of 36 plus 120 all over 2. So then that's equal to 6 plus or minus the square root of 156 all over 2. Now 156 may have a square factor. In fact it does. 4 is a factor. So I'm going to rewrite that as 6 plus or minus root 4 root 39 over 2. So that's then 6 plus or minus 2 root 39 over 2. And then I'm going to divide through by 2, so I get 3 plus or minus root 39 as my two solutions for x. Now in this second example, I do not have it equal to 0, so I'm going to first of all make it equal to 0, and then I'm going to identify that a is equal to 3, b is equal to negative 6, and c is equal to negative 32. And then I'm going to substitute into the formula. So it's negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So then that will be 6 plus or minus the square root of 36. So 4 times 3 times 32. So 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 32 will be 384. And that's all over 6. So then I'm going to continue to simplify that. So x equals 6 plus or minus 36 add 384 is 420. And that has 4 as a square factor, which will go in 105 times, and 105 will not have any square factors, so 4 is in fact the largest square factor here. So it's root 5 root 104 4 root 105, which is then 6 plus or minus 2 root 105 over 6, which will then simplify to 3 plus or minus root 105 over